In February 2023, Cam Thomas scored 40 points in 3 straight games, and he became the second youngest player to score 40 in back-to-back games since LeBron. It seemed like the Nets had found themselves the next best scorer in the NBA at a very young age, and it seemed like the sky was the limit for Cam Thomas. Then, reality sunk in. For the rest of the season, Cam Thomas only played 20 games, a result of coach Jacques Vaughn sitting him and completely not playing him in full games where he was healthy. And in these 20 games, he only started 2, averaging 11 points per game on subpar efficiency with 39% from the field and 32% from 3. I know I mentioned Cam didn't actually play many minutes in the games he played. So this season, when he actually played over 20 minutes, he averaged 20 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists on 46% from the field, 40% from 3, and 88% from the free throw line. So when he is on the court, there is little competition for the title as one of the best young scorers in the league. However, Cam Thomas's big flaws are revealed when Jacques Vaughn and the Nets staff sits him for complete games after his scoring outbursts. If the offensive side of the ball is surely not the problem, then it must be his defense. His frame and his general defensive skill doesn't match up with the rest of the Nets roster, which is primarily built up of lanky wings that have huge perimeter defensive upside. For example, guys like Cam Johnson, Mikal Bridges, Dorian Finney-Smith. When he's on defense, Cam has shown that he's a poor rotation defender and often gets stuck in passing lanes, allowing the ball to go right by him, collapsing the entire defense around him. If Cam Thomas is completely not playing games, let's look at who the Nets have as a replacement for him. Now, before we look at that, I just want to mention in the past month, 96% of people who are watching my videos aren't actually subscribed to the channel. We are 12 subscribers away from hitting 1,000 subscribers, so I'd appreciate if everyone could just go down and click that red subscribe button. Now, back to the video. His usual replacement last year was Seth Curry. When we compare these two players, we see that Seth is much better off ball on offense compared to Cam Thomas, who does almost all of his work and scoring on the ball, creating for himself. And that's due to his strength, frame, and quickness as a guard. However, when you put Cam Thomas off the ball, he becomes deadweight at times and can't create much for the offense. When we compare the two when it comes to offensive win shares, Seth Curry has a 3 times better offensive win share compared to Cam Thomas, and a much better defensive win share too. And this is Seth Curry we're talking about, a guy who's not the best on the offensive or defensive side of the ball, and he has one main role for NBA rosters, which is to get open and shoot threes because he's insane at that. While on offense, Seth Curry has a much lower usage rate, so any defensive flaws that he himself has, given his limited frame, is covered up by the fact that he's producing at the same average as Cam Thomas, but on much better efficiency and way less touches. The Nets as a team are more defensive oriented with guys like Mikal Bridges, Dorian Finney-Smith, Cam Johnson, Nicholas Claxton, Ben Simmons. They have a lot of versatile wings who can do a lot, and also have some nice catch and shoot guys like Seth Curry and Joe Harris. And now the question remains, what's the future of Cam Thomas in general, and does he really fit into this Nets team how it is right now? We all know when he gets the minutes and gets the ball in his hands, Cam Thomas can create and be one of the best scorers in the league. However, right now, if he wants to gain more significant minutes, he's going to have to do more in that, especially improve in aspects of defense and playmaking. Amongst guards between the ages of 18 and 23, Cam ranks second last in passer rating, and in the entire NBA, he ranks in the 30th percentile. Passer rating is a stat which measures the quality of a player's passes and takes into account things like assist to turnover ratio. Like I mentioned, Cam also struggles heavily on defense, and a player I think who's actually pretty similar to Cam Thomas now that we think about it is Jalen Green. Obviously, Jalen Green got a bit more flash and hype coming into the draft, getting picked with the number 2 overall pick, and obviously having played for G League Ignite the past season, and he's a very athletic and great dunker, so he gets much more hype playing for a young exciting team there in Houston. However, Cam Thomas is constantly overshadowed in Brooklyn by KD, Kevin Durant, and even James Harden. I think in some ways they can be a very similar player, both guys who are really good at creating their own shot, both guys who can attack the rim very well, both guys who are great at drawing fouls. However, both guys who also struggle on the defense and playmaking parts of the ball. Obviously, Cam Thomas doesn't have the reputation that Jalen Green has, as Jalen Green is still considered one of the more exciting younger players in the league. And I think Cam Thomas can improve. However, with this current situation and the team he's on, to improve, he's going to have to improve in terms of playmaking and defense. Thank you guys for watching why I think Cam Thomas isn't getting played by the Nets, and the quote sad truth about Cam Thomas that many people don't really think about when they think of him. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please subscribe, we're super close to 1K, and bye. I'll see you in the next one.